What's going on, everybody? Thank you all so much for tuning into another segment of Mikase Sukasa, and I am your humble host, Niko House. Make sure that you leave a comment below because the best comments over a 48-hour period, of course, will be featured in one of the upcoming segments, and you will get a on-screen shout-out. In our segment of Mikase Sukasa, it really doesn't matter what kind of comment it is. If it's funny, if it's accurate, maybe it's a piece of information that none of us knew. So make sure you do that, and you could potentially get a shout out on our next segment. I'm sure a lot of you all have probably been waiting for this video. I've been waiting to do it. I thought maybe I was reading satire, right? Maybe, just maybe, I was scrolling through the onion. Maybe that was why the DNC decided to troll myself and Jared H. Beck and Elizabeth Lee Beck and Colin O'Brien and all of you who participated in the Democratic primary election in 2015 and 2016, and Bernie Sanders and his awesome wife and Cornel West and Nina Turner and Tulsi Gabbard, and the list really goes on. Because they have to be trolling us, right? That is the only way they can look at us straight in our faces and have the gall to say that they're going to sue the Trump campaign and Russia and Wikileaks because they want to protect the United States elections. It's almost like the Democratic Party is like your irritating little sister who does stuff for the sake of doing it just because they know it's going to piss you off and irritate you. You ever watch Author? I know a lot of you are millennials, so I know you've watched. Remember DW? Or if any of you ever watched Reba, the little girl who always bothered her big brother and big sis, like, that's kind of what it's like. It's that little sister in every primetime sitcom who knows what they're doing is wrong, but they just feel like pissing you off. And if it's working, they're pissing me off because they're about to waste. Like, think about it, people. The Democrats are already broke. Their fundraising has been just abysmal. The Republican Party is outraising them by millions of dollars a month. And yet, y'all are going to throw all that money down the drain to pursue a lawsuit that probably will never even make it past the first motion to dismiss by all three of those parties. Mind you, people, they're bringing this lawsuit into a federal court. They're going to have to. Against three different people. They're going to have to present three different cases. This isn't even a class action, if you will. This isn't even a class action lawsuit. They're suing the LLCs of these individual companies. And therefore, they're going to do three different. So they're going to spend your money on three different cases that they know are going to fail. Mind you, the DNC Fraud Law Suit, which was started by myself, Jared H. Beck, Elizabeth Lee Beck, and argued by Jared, Elizabeth, and Colin. The lawsuit that was so frivolous, according to mainstream media. A lawsuit, people, a lawsuit that was considered frivolous by the Young Turks themselves. A lawsuit that was so frivolous that whenever I called the Young Turks out on their ridiculous coverage, their lackluster and ill-researched coverage of the lawsuit, we were attacked. Myself, H.A. Goodman, and Tim Black were attacked by the Young Turks for calling it out. Whenever NPR contacted me about the lawsuit, the DNC Fraud Lawsuit, I gave them every single detail I could give them, including Sean Lucas and what happened to him and how we couldn't get the autopsy, no matter whether, for those of you who don't know, Sean Lucas was our process server who was killed. So far, they're trying to claim that he committed suicide, but we weren't even allowed to get the autopsy or the police report. Even though we got a private investigator to search. Still couldn't get it. These are lawyers who couldn't get an autopsy. Lawyers, people. NPR wouldn't cover it, and then finally, when the mainstream media was forced to cover it, after it got, it's like it just took off because of the statements by the DNC attorneys. That's the only reason it was covered. And then they said, it's considered by most attorneys to be frivolous. No, it's not. It's not true. It wasn't even considered to be frivolous by Judge Locke. It was only dismissed because of jurisdictional issues. So we had to verify the jurisdiction. We were allowed to change some of the language, and now it's in the appellate court right now, federal appellate court. But this, mind you, we have mountains of information, which makes me think, almost is like through the grapevine they may have heard, look, y'all, I know that we said we're going to try to do our best to make sure the DNC fraud lawsuit don't go through, but y'all know I'm not the only one on the court. I can't stop it from getting pushed through, and it looks like they may win in that appellate court, and it looks like y'all may have to face the consequences. Because unfortunately, the way corruption works, the Democratic Party would be alerted before we were, if we did get through the appellate court and it got sent back to Judge Locke to be tried. It's unfortunate. That's just the reality of it. So I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. Because like I said, our lawsuit, when it's all said and done, and this is probably the nice version of it, close to $900 million. The Democratic Party would be done. It would be over and done. But all of these people refused to cover the DNC fraud lawsuit. And I see this nonsense fly across my iPhone screen. The Democratic Party is going to sue Wikileaks and Donald Trump and Russia. Wow, that's interesting. So you're going to be able to find proof that a special counsel couldn't even find? You're going to be able to find proof that James Comey couldn't even find? You're going to be able to find proof that Andrew McCabe couldn't find, no matter how much he was paid to look for the proof? Wow, that's impressive. That is, so maybe your attorney should be FBI federal investigators. Because that means they could probably do a better job of finding proof that the FBI couldn't even find, despite being totally incentivized to find or come up with any information that they could possibly get. What are you going to use? The dossier that even James Comey said was salacious and unverified? What is this? What is the basis for this lawsuit? And better yet, when the Democratic Party opens up a frivolous lawsuit, everyone covers it. But when they're sued legitimately, not because of, this wasn't political games, although they tried to pander, like they tried to pretend like it was political games. This lawsuit started before the Democratic primary even ended, people. Did you know that? Our lawsuit, the DNC Fraud Law Suit, started before the primary was even over. In fact, they made a motion to dismiss before we even made it to the convention. It had nothing to do with Bernie Sanders winning or losing. It was about the corruption that took place on behalf of the DNC in favor of Hillary Clinton, and the misappropriation of funds and donations, quite similar to what they're doing now by using your money to open up a frivolous lawsuit, by the way. This is not going to go anywhere. They don't even have U.S. judges. Like, believe it or not, you can corrupt the system. You can corrupt the court system. Probably most of you know this. But you can put Democratic judges all over the U.S. federal courts. And Bill Clinton actually did that. He fired all the judges, put in his own judges, so that he could get away with things like this. However, he's not in power anymore, and Donald Trump is. It's a smokescreen. It's insulting. It's a slap in the face. Y'all loved WikiLeaks in the past. Now you hate them. You're going to sue Russia based off of evidence you will never get. And now WikiLeaks is countersuing, and they're probably going to win. They're probably going to win because you're lying. You're lying on them with no proof. You are legitimately about to lose multiple lawsuits because the Trump campaign, guess what? For fun, they're probably going to sue as well. And for fun, a representative from Russia is probably going to sue as well. So you're going to countersue, and they're probably going to win. By the time everyone's done with you, you're not even going to be able to afford to be homeless. Your party is done. Get over it. Move on. Man, this is hilarious. Yeah, and the Young Turks didn't even call it frivolous. That's what's so funny. The Young Turks, I'm waiting for it because when we got done with our dismissal hearing, oh man, they were on it. They were like, look at this. I'm a professional lawyer guy. And I'm saying that this is frivolous. This looks like political games. No way that this is going to get through. Yeah, we're in federal appellate court right now. Booyah. But no video on the Young Turks talking about how frivolous this is. What if that's a coincidence or it has anything to do with that $20 million? Just maybe. Just a little bit. We'd love to know what your thoughts are on this. Don't forget to comment below. See if you can get the best comment. And always remember, ladies and gentlemen, more than anything else, find your balance. Peace.